Hello everyone, in this lab I'll show you how to do router on a stick with a Fortigate firewall and a Cisco switch. So I've created a topology. This is VLAN 10 computer and this is VLAN 20. The IP addresses are here. So on this switch I'll create two VLANs and the router over here Fortigate will be acting as the router and it will do the routing for these two VLANs. And over here you can see like I have added two links, so these two links will be bundled together. So I'll activate LACP on this port, and this net is like a logical connection between Fortinet and my local router, so that Fortinet can get a IP address and I can use that IP to configure this device. So I will start all the devices now. The first thing I'll do is go to the switch, and this is a layer 3 switch image, so I will just turn off routing. No IP routing is the command, so it will stop all the routing here. So first thing I'll do, I'll create two VLANs, VLAN 10 and 20. Let's do it. VLAN 10, VLAN 20, interface VLAN 10, IP address 10.1.1.2, 24-bit mask, no shutdown, then interface VLAN 20, IP address 20.1.1.2, 24-bit mask again, no shutdown. Now I'll assign these two VLANs to the ports, to the access ports. So my first port is Ethernet 0/1, which is VLAN 10. So I'll go inside the port, interface Ethernet 0/1. This is the access port. So I'll configure the access VLAN access configuration. Switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10. Now let's do it for Ethernet 0/2, interface Ethernet 0/2, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 20. Now I'll configure LACP. So my first port is over here, Ethernet 0/0. So interface Ethernet 0/0, switch port mode. So switch port for router on a stick configuration, the switch port that connects to the router has to be trunk. So I'll configure switch port trunk, encapsulation is .1q, switch port mode trunk. Let's do it for the other interface as well, 0/3, interface Ethernet 0/3, switch port trunk, encapsulation .1q, switch port mode trunk, no shutdown. Okay, let's see, show IP interface brief. As you can see, both VLAN came up over here. Now the next step is I'll configure LACP. So the way you do it is interface port channel 1. This creates the bundle port. So it should have the same configuration as the physical port itself. So it needs to be trunk. Switch port trunk encapsulation .1q, switch port mode trunk, no shutdown. So now I'll assign this port channel to the actual interface. The first interface is Ethernet 0/0. So interface Ethernet 0/0, channel group 1, mode is LACP, that means it should be active. Then next port is interface Ethernet 0/3, channel group 1, mode active. So you can see a error message here saying LACP is not enabled on the remote port because I haven't configured Fortigate firewall yet. So let's verify our Ether channel. So interface show Ether channel 1 summary. As you can see, SD, that means D means down. Okay, so everything on the switch is done. Oh, let's verify the IP addresses. So IP interface brief. Yes, I have the right IP addresses. So let's move over to Fortinet and configure that party now. So our Fortigate is here. Since there is no configuration on it, so the default username is admin and password is nothing. So just press enter. We will create a new password now. Now it should have a IP address coming from my router. Let's see what the IP address is. So the way you do it is show system interface ? And it will show you the IP address. So this is the IP address I need to log into. Let's go to our browser 10.9.99.242. Yes, login successful. I don't need that. Don't show it again. So this is a brand new Fortigate firewall over here. So first thing you need to do is go to the interface, and over here we have port 2 and port 3 are connecting to Cisco switch. So these two interfaces are up. First we need to create the bundle port. The way you create a bundle port is by creating a new interface, and type is 802.3AD aggregate port. So I'll just name it LACP port. Over here interfaces are port 2 and port 3. As you can see it here, port 2 and port 3. So these two ports going to be the member of this bundle port. I don't need any IP address, I don't need ping, I don't need anything else over here. So I'll just create the LACP port. So now LACP should be up. Yes, it's up. SU, that means layer 2, and U means it's in use. So now I have to create the VLANs. The way you do it, create new interface. Over here you choose VLAN and .1Q. I will name it VLAN 10. Interface is LACP port. VLAN ID is 10. IP is 10.1.1.1/24. Over here you can see this IP should go to the VLAN 10 interface on the Fortigate. I'll enable ping, I'll enable DHCP server so that my computers can get IP. It will start from 100. So VLAN 10 got created. Now we'll create VLAN 20. VLAN 20, same thing, LACP port. VLAN ID is 20, IP is 20.1, so 20.1.1.1/24. Ping is enabled, I need DHCP server starting from 100. Amazing. So we have both interfaces got created. Now I'll log into our VLAN 10 computer. Right now I don't have any IP address, so show IP. There's no IP address here, as you can see. So let's assign a DHCP IP. IP DHCP is the command that you need to use. Yes, we got IP now. Let's ping the default gateway. 10.1.1.1. Good job. Now we'll do it on VLAN 20. IP DHCP. It will assign a IP from VLAN 20 pool. Let's ping the default gateway 20.1.1.1. So now VLAN 10 can communicate with VLAN 10, but they cannot communicate over the VLAN. The reason being is I don't have a policy here. So I'll come to the policy and objects, firewall policy. So there is an implicit deny. So I want to see if my policies, if this guy wants to talk to this guy, if the communication is getting denied. So I'll just turn on the logging. Let's try pinging VLAN 20 computer from VLAN 10. Ping 20.1.1.100, and as you can see, like, it's not working. So if I come over here, logs and reports, forward traffic, as you can see, these traffics are getting dropped because of deny policy. So what I'll do is that I will add a firewall policy over here. Where is it? Here. That will say allow 10 to 20. Incoming interface is VLAN 10, outgoing interface VLAN 20. Don't use LACP because it's just a logical bundle port. It has no IP configuration on it. So source is VLAN 10 addresses, going to VLAN 20 addresses. Service is all for the test purpose. No netting trees, and I'm going to log all the sessions so that I can show you that it's working. Now I have my policy. If I try to ping now, it should be successful. As you can see, it's going through. So if I come over here, forward traffic, it will take some time to like get generated over here, but you already saw that pings are now working. So why this layout or design called router on a stick? Because we have VLANs, but the inter VLAN communication is going through a router. Our router is Fortigate firewall here. Why would you use a firewall for inter VLAN communication? The reason being is most of the time a network attack gets originated within the organization. Let's say there is a bad guy on VLAN 10 want to access assets from VLAN 20. In that case, the data will be going through Fortinet firewall, and Fortinet firewall is very sophisticated firewall. It can do a lot of things. For example, I'll show you briefly. If I go to this VLAN 10 interface, it can, sorry, where was that option? Oh, here. on the policy. It can be antivirus, web filter, DNS, IPS, SSL inspection, so many things it can do. So it can prevent, by doing router on a stick deployment, it can prevent the attacks can get originated within the organization. It will prevent attacks coming from the internet and from the organization as well. That's why security-minded network engineers do router on a stick deployment with firewalls. So if I come to logs and reports again, here, yes, it got updated now. So VLAN 10 now can talk to VLAN 20. So a couple of things to remember here. The switch that connecting to Fortigate needs to be trunk, and on Fortigate you need to create sub interfaces. The way you create sub interface is by adding a VLAN to an actual port. That creates a sub interface on a physical port. Thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful to you, and have a great day.